Okay, we're about to get going here. Just about to check some things, okay? Bear with me. Let's do this. Um, is it working? Okay. Anyway, one thing I would like to um get squashed here and get squashed good is the agenda for today. Um, Basically, we're looking at what failure means in the context of sobriety. Is a bad thing all the time. For me, failing brought me to a better understanding of myself and a better rounded meaning of life in general. So, in the context of sobriety, failure can be redefined as not like a final defeat, but it can be defined as a crucial part for growth, as in your growth process. I am defining the F in failure as experiencing a relapse or a setback momentarily, a stray from your commitment to sobriety. Acknowledge honesty. Honestly, like recognize the relapse or hiccups without denial or justification, embracing what happened and taking accountability. You can also investigate, reflect on the triggers, the circumstances, the emotions that contributed to your setbacks. Learn, extracting lessons from the experience, understanding what patterns, vulnerabilities, and warning signs. Understand self-awareness, identify the root causes, stresses, trauma, and unmet needs of your life. Realign, recommitting to the principles of sobriety, adjusting strategies, and seeking additional support if necessary. Finally, evolve, growing stronger through the experiences, redefining what your coping mechanisms are, and becoming more resilient. In this context, failure is not opposite to success, but a crucial key to attaining your success. When we fall, the initial state of failure in sobriety, the fall mechanism, so to speak, which can be manifest in several various ways. These are like relapses, slips, like when you do drugs or drink again, you can emotionally relapse, like engage in behaviors and mindsets that weaken your foundation of sobriety, and like so things like dishonesty, neglecting self-care, or isolation. This step is not the end, but a movement of vulnerability that opens the door for growth. Acknowledge is the conscious decision to face what happened without denial or blame. That being said, you got to take ownership, as in personal accountability for what happened without blaming or minimizing its significance. And as far as like taking ownership, you need to recognize the responsibility of your choices, recognize the responsibility of your own actions, and you need to not blame others or your external circumstances for the shit that you do. Now, avoid shame spiraling. Don't forget to recognize the setbacks without allowing guilt to return into self-condemnation. Like, ask yourself, what happened and how can I accept it without judgment? Investigate This involves a thorough, compassionate exploration of what led to your fall. Trigger identification. Analyze internal or external triggers like stress, anxiety, loneliness, or social pressure. Recognize your behavior patterns. Review your behaviors or choices leading up to the relapse, such as skipping support meetings or neglecting self care or even getting bored. Um, like, check your mindset. Understand thoughts or emotions like, I deserve this or I can handle that contributed to the decision. What were the warning signs that you missed, maybe ignored? Next, you want to learn. Extract lessons to strengthen the future efforts. Pattern recognition, identifying recurring triggers or situations that may pose a risk. Develop new coping strategies, healthier ones to respond to your stress, your cravings, or difficult emotions. Build your resilience. You gotta thicken that skin up, thicken everything up, because these setbacks are opportunities for growth, not indicators of failure. What can I do differently next time in a similar circumstance is a question you should be asking yourself. Understand cause analysis, exploring the unresolved issues such as trauma, unmet emotional feelings, unhealthy coping mechanisms, and so on. Emotional processing. Understand how emotional states like anger, sadness, or boredom influence your behaviors. Reflecting on whether enough support was sought and used effectively. Ask yourself, why did I feel the need to use, and was I seeking an escape or to fulfill myself? Okay. Realign, recommit to your sobriety by adjusting your plans and strategies. Okay. Adjusting the plan, revisit recovery strategies, increase meeting attendance, or work closely with a sponsor or exploring new therapies. Damn it, hold on a second. Audio stream rate. Oh, hold on a sec. Audio stream rate. Audio stream. Okay, so that's obviously lying. Sorry about that. Where were we? Um, shit. Okay, rebuilding support, strengthening connections with sober networks. Oh, what the hell? Alright, I'm gonna. Okay, yeah, that's lying to me. I apologize. Now ask yourself, How can you set new goals? How can you strengthen your commitment and, prevent setbacks? And evolve. Turning the experience into an opportunity can be quite the transformation. Inhaling self-compassion, learning to treat yourself with kindness and patience, recognizing the ability to adapt in response to challenges is a refined resilience mechanism. Add new skills, strategies, and insights to your recovery toolkit. Growth is non-linear, so to speak. Okay? So just keep that in mind. And failure in sobriety is not a end, but a crucial moment for you to grow. It is a way for you to acknowledge, investigate, learn, understand, realign, and evolve. Individuals transform setbacks into stepping stones, reinforcing their resilience and commitment to lifelong recovery. Now, I'm going to go into this a little bit deeper. The goal here is to evolve and to become something better overall. Failure is an opportunity to begin again. Personal failure that you've experienced in recovery can shape you and shape you on your journey into the future. Failure isn't the opposite of success, but it's a step towards it. And sobriety setbacks teach us resilience, patience, and self-awareness. Relapsing might feel like a failure, but it often provides insight into triggers and areas requiring more focus and how to stay more onto your ultimate goal of staying sober. Acknowledge and accept. Denial of failure prolongs pain. Acknowledge it without judgment. Tell yourself that you are not a failure. You are human, and all humans fail. Reflect, don't dwell. Reflection helps you extract lessons. Dwelling keeps you stuck. Talking to somebody can help organize your thoughts. Find self-compassion for yourself. The importance of forgiving yourself. Sobriety thrives when we treat ourselves kindly, even during setbacks. Use what you've learned to recreate a better plan. Actionable steps prevent overwhelming yourself and can help build confidence. If someone relapses and spiraling into guilt, they could identify what led to the issue, like a trigger, an emotion, the environment. They could seek support, and one could adjust a routine towards safeguards to avoid the similar scenarios. Why failure builds success in sobriety? Well, failure teaches you how to preserve through challenges, critical to keeping sober. Each recovery from failure proves that you have had to handle shitty and hard things. There is a certain type of connection that one can extract from the times that you were vulnerable, which can strengthen your relationships with others in recovery. Missteps often offer an opportunity to reassess our values and goals ensuring that you've aligned with your sobriety journey. Um, Failure is a teacher, not a defining moment. Recovery thrives on learning from setbacks. You are not alone in failure, it's a universal experience. You can write down a positive belief about failure and replace that with a negative one. Um, like, if you say that you're not good enough, you can replace that with failure means I'm brave enough to try. Um, Gratitude and affirmations. Remember that you are a strong, resilient person and in the depths of growing. Failure is not my enemy, but a teacher. Hopefully, this little bit that I've touched on today provides a thoughtful and empowering idea of what it means to take something like your failure and your struggles and turning that into a success story. If you give me just 1 second, I do have a little bit more. It's just that's all I have written down here, so I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I am back, and I wanted to talk about um, holiday triggers. Because personally, I'm not gonna lie, I've been very bored lately. I have very few people that I have been speaking to, and it can be a little frustrating to say the least. Um, anyway, tonight I want to touch on the um, like I said, on the holiday trigger type of things. But first, let's talk about gratitude in sobriety and why that's important. Gratitude plays a huge role in recovery because you have to be grateful for the things that you've made it through. You can't focus on the shitty things that have been a part of your past. You can't focus on those things because remember, it is the negative focusing on things that basically got you into this whole fucking mess to begin with. So do not forget that. Um, More importantly, um, you can do a gratitude journal to kind of keep note of where you are as far as replacing negativity with positivity. Um, overcoming holiday triggers. We will get more into this a little bit later, but basically, with the holidays, managing your triggers is a humongous thing that's going to be in your way, like family gatherings, being lonely, or being pressured to drink or use. Um, you can create an action plan on your own for dealing with specific triggers. Next, you can also focus on celebrating your personal milestones. Um, let's see here. Make sure you uh, write a letter now, today, for yourself for the new year that you can open on the new year. Okay, and I want you to write a letter for, New Year, 6 months from now, a year from now, reflecting on where you are right now in your sobriety and why you're grateful. And make sure that you take a picture of yourself now and compare that to how you were in active using and whatnot. Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, you can ask yourself several things. Like, I compared a recent photo of myself to where I was at, like, 2 years ago in a super abusive relationship, and the differences are absolutely humongous. I am stunned that I allowed myself to be put through as much as I did. Um, Now I'm going to talk about the holiday triggers, which can be massive this time of year. I got bored about a month ago before Thanksgiving, and for whatever reason, I was able to overcome this, but it was very hard because I was bored. I wanted to use, and with a lot of time on your hands, you can get really stupid, if that makes sense. And want to do dumb things, and I just can't afford to set myself back that far. The holiday season is super challenging for those in recovery because of triggers, social pressures, family dynamics, emotional stress. And let's go ahead and take a closer look into that, shall we? How can we recognize and make practical strategies for navigating the holidays? Old wounds can be brought up when you are speaking with family on different values. These can surface. Family members who drink can use or use substances might unintentionally or intentionally. You got to avoid that sort of thing. Um, Attending parties where there's alcohol can actually be overwhelming. I know for me, like, my main thing was using, but as far as um, like being around people who drink, like, I don't like to listen to like super drunk conversations. And me, when I did drink the last time, I wanted to use, so that's a bad thing. You got to avoid those situations. Um, like, join in on the celebration. That might make you feel kind of isolated, but you got to do whatever it takes to stay away from swirling back down that toilet, if that makes sense. Because all it would take for me is one massive night of getting screwed up, and I'd be done. Um, Missing your loved ones, reflecting on the past holidays, feeling disconnected from festivities. These all can amplify the emotions. You can also have financial stresses, like the pressure to buy gifts for everyone, hosting gatherings, travel can create anxiety, making you feel vulnerable to relapsing or having a nostalgia of the old times. Associating holiday with past substance use can romanticize unhealthy behaviors and lead to cravings. I remember there was one year where I did cocaine and I wanted it to be a white Christmas, so to speak. Um, yeah, needless to say, yes, it was a white Christmas, but it was not a white Christmas in a good way. Make make that uh, make that what you will. Um, but yeah, it was bad. Thank you, I appreciate that. I do. I don't really have too many people join in on these from time to time, but every Saturday, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Um, Once again, so strategy to manage your holiday triggers. I like to try to plan ahead. Create like an exit strategy so you can get out of situations. If you have to drive yourself to have an excuse, like, or to leave early in events, if you feel uncomfortable, then do so. Like, bring your own drink to a party if you have to. Having a non alcohol go to, like sparkling water or a mocktail, so to speak, can reduce awkwardness, and you can be like, oh yeah, I have something to drink, even though that's not alcoholic. They don't have to know that. Know what your agenda is for the day. Find out like what to expect from your gatherings to mentally prepare yourself for potential issues that might arise. Set your boundaries. Politely decline events where you feel your sobriety is at risk. Limit time with toxic family members. I mean, this one's kind of funny to me, but you know, um, meet in neutral locations. You can say no, thank you, if offered a drink. Stay connected to your support system. Attend extra meetings if you need to, AANA or local support group. Keep your sponsor accountability partner on speed dial. Use online recovery forums like Sober Grind or Reddit's R Stop Drinking for real-time support. Have a sobriety toolbox. Go to distractions, a favorite book, podcast, or breathing exercises to calm nerves are helpful. You can have a mantra, great affirmations like, I am stronger than my cravings, or this too shall pass. Emergency contacts, keep a list of people you can call when you're feeling like you're having an issue. Focus on self-care. Schedule downtime to recharge. The holidays don't need to be a non-stop action. Prioritize healthy eating, exercise, and sleep to maintain an emotional balance. Easier said than done. Treat yourself with compassion if you feel overwhelmed. Remember, perfection isn't the goal here, okay? Create your own new traditions. Traditions that align with your sober lifestyle, such as volunteering, hiking, baking, fishing, whatever. You can host a sober holiday gathering with like-minded sober people. That always helps. And explore holiday activities. Just like light displays or crafting that don't involve alcohol. Once again, you can always refer to like Facebook groups. Possibly find like a sober people in your area. There's literally apps that will show you where your AA or NA meetings are, that sort of thing. Um, yeah, it unfortunately that escapes my mind for now. I will make sure that I link it in the next live that we do. But anyway, here's some ideas. What's a specific holiday trigger that you faced before, and how did you get over it? Second, how can you create a holiday season that feels meaningful without drinking or drugs? Um, you can practice common holiday scenarios like declining drinks. I know this sounds cheesy, but if it helps you, then just do the damn thing. Um, and then action planning. Work together to create individual holiday survival plans, sharing ideas and strategies that have worked out in the past and that will get you there in the future. So, books. Check out Living Sober by Alcoholics Anonymous. There's also Quit Like a Woman by Holly Whitaker. You can check out How to Stay Sober During the Holidays, available on YouTube. And here is a holiday hotline for the substance abuse right there. If we have any ideas, then please go ahead and pop them in the chat. If not, that's all I got for today. I try to make this one a bit more intense today. Looks like I've been live for about 42 minutes now, so that's all I got. Thank you for joining me, and I appreciate you.